If you or someone you know has diabetes, you may have built up an extra supply of test strips and lancets. That's where we come in. We'll buy the supplies that you don't need and resell them to those in need to prevent waste. Help us make diabetes management more affordable. Visit us at teststripswithaz.com.
We have Robert Hale joining the show. Last month, he returned to the win column at LFA 71, picking up a unanimous decision victory over Zach Veers. All hail the king with the bucket hat. Robert Hale, how are you, man?
How you doing, Mr. Mike? I'm doing pretty good. I'm just, living life, being myself, training, and making sure everything goes according to plan. I'm just getting better every day. I don't know what these other guys are doing, but I'm getting better every day.
Well, congratulations on the win. Zach is no easy out for sure. You took it to him. You're able to get the job done and get back in the win column. Your LFA debut to boot. How did you feel about the performance and the victory overall?
I felt okay about the performance. I feel like I could have done better. I am going to do better next time, especially with the output of punches. It was also a lot of openings that I missed that when I see them, I need to capitalize more on them. So I need to get my IQ up there a little more. And with working with the team and letting my coaches drill it in my head over and over and over again, it's gonna get better. And you're gonna see a lot more finishes from King Hale, most definitely.
You've been in the game for a little while now. You have a ton of fights, and we're going to get to that in a second. But when you get a win, whether it's a decision or a finish, do you enjoy it? Do you savor the flavor, so to speak, or do you put it behind you right away and just focus on the next one?
I don't really indulge in my spoils too much with the win. I just want to get in there. I want to get in there. I want to, of course, I will celebrate for however long, maybe 2 days, and then we're back in the gym, trying to work new things, trying to always evolve our game. Progress is always the key. I tell my team 1% better, no matter what, 1% better.
As a rite of passage on this show, I love these stories because they're always different. The perspectives, the reasons behind it come from so many different places, including your amateur career. You've had 22 fights in 4 years since you got into the sport. So I guess my question is, how did you get into this sport? What got you in the gym? What got you fired up to do this and get into a cage to fight another man?
Okay. So where I started from, I was a football player. I went to South Carolina State. I had tried out for the team. The coaches loved me. My goals were to start as soon as I got on. Some stuff happened in high school. Didn't really work out like I wanted to. I had to rebound, and then later on, when I came back to Georgia, I had emailed about trying out, and I was turned around. So I kind of gave up on football, which was my first love, but I had gave up on it. I kind of took I was in a depressive state for a minute. I'm not a person that usually gets the low for a long time. I just kind of figure ways out of that state and then go on from there. But the Ultimate Fighter was on the Ultimate. I think it was one of the Ultimate Fighters, but I don't know what number exactly, but I know John Jones and Chael Sonnen were head coaches, and Clint Hester had. That's when I first met Clint Hester. I liked his style. I liked everything about it. He kind of drew me to the sport. I was just from seeing him, let alone his aura, and then seeing him fight, it drew me into it. And I was just I wasn't thinking about it, but my dad kind of nudged me and was like, "Hey, you should do that. You could do that." And I kind of chugged it off and laughed. And then after that, I kind of did some digging, found my gym, X3 Sports. Started off at 260, believe it or not.
Wow.
Yeah, started off at 260. Met my best friend / brother, Nathan Williams. He told me, I came up to him and said, I want to fight. I want to train. He was like, he introduced me to the coach, Tony Tucci. I told him I told him exactly what I told Nate, that I want to fight. He was like, "Well, come on." And from there, I did it. I know a lot of I know that a lot of people probably tell you about the stories. Jim. You got guys that say they want to do it, but then they don't do it, or they back out. I'm pretty sure I had that same look at me at first, but they saw me coming more and doing it more and more, and then they was like, okay, now this guy's serious. And I got my first fight at 185. I had my first 4 fights at 185. And they said, oh, you can make 170. I didn't believe them. And then I got to 170. Then I had 3 more fights at 70. And then I had, and then I had the other 2 at 155. So I had made my pro debut at 155. And from there, that's where it got, I invested my whole time into it. Like, when I do something, I'm going in. I'm going forward. Like, I'm dedicated because I truly want to be the best to ever do this. And I always tell Mayweather was wrong when he said he was the last of a dying breed. I'm truly the last. X3 and like our team, we are truly the last of a dying breed of hard workers who grind and who gonna continue pushing ourselves and trying to go further and stuff. So that's how that all started.
Man, do you ever go back and like look at old photos of yourself being 260 pounds?
Yeah, and then I laugh because I'll be like, man, I always ask myself, I was like, oh man, Robert, I wonder what truly drove you to lose all of it. Like, because in the end, I'm still, in my heart, I'm still a fat boy. I love eating. So, but I always ask myself, like, man, what truly drove you? And I'm still looking for the question myself. But I always tell myself the first thing that comes to in mind is MMA. That's what did it. Like, I wanted to compete. I had to compete. I had that thirst. I had that drive. So I had to compete. And that's how, I pushed myself to lose 260 pounds.
What position did you play in football?
Linebacker. Yeah, linebacker, and I played lineman when I was in middle school, but I wanted to play linebacker. Like, I was a pretty big linebacker. But it was funny because it was the funniest thing because my coaches told me I had to gain weight to be a linebacker. I was like 170 at linebacker. It was other guys like 200, 220, bigger than me, but I was always I was like one of the guys that always got there. So that's why they really respected me.
I know football, it can be a very humbling game. Like, it really can. Like, you could be in great shape, you could have that fire in your belly, but sometimes you go to practice and, you get winded, you get cracked, you get rocked a little bit, and you get humbled up a little bit. Did you feel any similarities between football and MMA? Did you feel like you got humbled up right away?
Yes, man, when I remember, I always remember those. Yeah, ass whoopings, I definitely remember. I took a lot of those. Then when Clint Hester was like still like at the top, at the top of his game, when it was a lot of more guys in the gym, man, like Will Coon, Clint Hester, Jonathan Kuros, you had a lot of guys like Kit Rudick, good strikers, and they just would just pummel me. Like, they was like, I guess they was trying to get, of course they trying to get better, and I was trying to, I'm the feisty young dude who's in there. They trying to see what I'm about, see if they can break me, and of course, see if if I deserve to be a part of the sport, and I'm glad they did that because now I am who I am today because, of those experiences and those lessons, those humbling lessons.
How important was it for once you started getting into the sport as an amateur and even still now because you're such an active fighter, how important was it to just get the reps in, get that cage time as quickly as possible? Was that something your coach bestowed upon you, or is that something you just really needed to do because you loved it so much?
Yes, it started off with like my coach was like, as soon as we get you one fight, we gotta go. And then my brother Nathan Williams said the same thing. He was like, we gotta go. We can't stop because as soon as you get complacent, it's gonna, that's when somebody else is shooting up. So I've always wanted to continue going out, at least fight five times, 5 or 6 times, and like right now at least 5 or 6 times, as much as I can in a year. So far I got 2. So I'm gonna try to get 2 more. So I underbid it what I wanted to do, but it's okay because I got 4 in this year. So that's the goal, at least to get 2 more in this year.
Coming off the win for LFA, do you have a time frame? Do you have a date, a month in mind when you'd like to return, or is this sort of an ASAP sort of timeline for you?
I slick have fight news. I can't disclose it just yet.
Oh, come on.
I know. I just tell you the date though. I just tell you the date. It's 3 dates. Either October 11th, 12th, or the 25th. Those are the dates I can give you. I can't give you like the full exclusive just yet. But I'll let you know, King Hale will be fighting in October. I promise you that.
Is it LFA?
No, it's not LFA. Unfortunately, it's not. I wanted to, but it's not. It's somebody else though that every day it's actually between. Yeah, it's somebody else that is well respected though, very well respected in the regional scene. All
right, my son has decided to join the interview. Say hello to King Robert Hale.
Hi, King Robert Hale.
Hi, nice to meet you.
Future world champion right here, Robert. So we might have to send him over to you and Clint to teach him the way. Send him down to Atlanta. He just likes to crash these interviews. He's getting addicted to it, so he's getting into it. Work with a guy like Clint. You talked about how important he's been in your career, finding the sport, watching The Ultimate Fighter, meeting him for the first time. What do you think is like the biggest piece of wisdom he has passed on to you that you just haven't forgotten, that you continue to take with you every day when you wake up and get ready to go to the gym? What's the biggest lesson you've learned from him throughout this process so far?
I learned to always, stay focused, never deter from who you are. He always told me it's gonna be people in the game that tell you, that's gonna tell you where you need to go. And, of course, the people that what you need or what they feel like they need you to do, just stay focused, stay the course, and you'll be fine. And I always take that with me. And I always, I never let anybody get one over on me, because I feel like everybody needs to respect everybody, and it doesn't have to be like where you feel like somebody has to one up you or get over on you. So that's just how I take it, and I'm glad he bestowed that on me. So I take it and go with it.
You've had 22 fights so far in your career, and there comes a point in every fighter's career where they feel like everything has just clicked, where they've turned the corner and everything just kind of falls into place. Do you feel like that's happened for you yet, or do you feel like those days are still coming? They're coming soon, but they haven't come quite yet.
So, they're like, things are slowly but surely starting to click, and I love it. I love that I'm starting to get comfortable with how I am in the cage, and I feel bad for these UFC guys I'm sorry, Mike, that I'm gonna have to just make statements and make points over because prove points over, because I feel like people have, like, especially I feel like when local guys all come into a bigger regional or like a bigger scene, they usually they don't really like go fulfill the expectations of everybody. I want people to know, like, as soon as I step in there, like, it's like as soon as one foot steps in the cage, like, they was like, oh yeah, he this is what he deserves to be here. Like, this is his stage. Like, and that's how I always, no matter if I'm going out of state, no matter if I'm going into their territory, my territory, anybody's territory, I want people to understand when I step in there, it's real. It's nothing short. You're not gonna get nothing short come of a fight. Like, I'm a fight. I'm not gonna try to think with you. I'm not gonna hesitate with you. I'm there from the bell in, from the bell out, from the bell in, from the bell out. I'm right there in your face.
Do you watch the Contender Series and shows like that?
I watched it. I just watched it with my boy Daniel Levi yesterday. Yeah, I just watched it with him. I really liked it. I really feel like Impa probably should have got a contract over a lot.
100%.
Yeah, so Impa, I really, Daniel said it. I knew. I mean, I knew when they got him, I knew it was gonna be iffy because he only has 5 fights and he just turned pro this year. But he definitely deserved a contract. He didn't fought some tough guys.
Yeah, and Dana is not opposed to giving out these developmental type deals where they put you under contract, but they have you fight, in regional promotions and gain that experience. And I feel like they made a mistake here. And I think Dana even said it before he chose not to sign him. He's like, some organization out there is going to sign this kid and he's going to be a world champion. Like, this guy is 6-0 as a pro and all of his fights are this year. And he beat a stud. Like, he beat an absolute stud. So I find it kind of crazy that he didn't get anything, but I have a feeling he's not going to be on the market too long. You know what I mean?
Nah, him being a free agent for he probably getting calls now. Like, I believe it. Like, as we speak, he's probably getting calls from big organizations. Like, we got to have you now. Like, he's a good fighter. I seen him fight on, like I said, he fought on the LFA card with me. He heavy-handed.
So the goal for the rest of the year is get at least 2 more in, get a couple of victories, and then kind of what is your goal set for 2020?
2020, be close as I can to the UFC as possible, and to be able to not only get in the UFC, but to stay in the UFC, to go above to go beyond the expectations of anybody. That, because I don't want to just get to the UFC and just stay there and be comfortable. People are comfortable with that. I'm not comfortable with that. I want to get there, stay there, be a world champ there, have records there, break records there, and just,
So we look forward to seeing what's next for you, either the 12th of October, the 18th of October, or the 25th of October. For what organization again?
You almost got me.
Oh my God.
I tried to get it out of him. He's good. He's good. That's why you're the king, Robert. That's why you're the king right there. Nicely done. But we look forward to whenever that happens. Let us know so we can promote the heck out of it and get you back on the show. Before we let you go, man, I appreciate the time. It was a joy to chat with you, and Grayson enjoyed you as well. Let the folks know where to find and follow you on the web, social media, any shout-outs, sponsors, anything like that. The floor is yours.
Thanks. First, let me shout out to my fiance, because I don't want her to get on me. So I'm going to shout out to my fiance, Constance Folsom, who always been on my ass since day one, believed in me since day one. I want to shout out to my family who supports me. I also want to shout out to Best Fight Picks, Daniel Levi. Appreciate you for all you do. You've done beyond all you can. Thank you, Mr. Mike, for having me on here. I love that you had me on here. And also, I am ready. I want everybody to know you can follow me at blue_king_MMA Instagram. You can follow me at King Hale. Yeah, King Hale MMA, Twitter. And then that's it. Facebook, Robert Hale. I'm here.
All right, man. We look forward to seeing what the rest of the year looks like, and I think you're just getting started right now, and I think a lot of people are going to see that as well. So thank you for the time. All the best to you, and we look forward to seeing you back in the cage in October.
Yes, sir. Thank you for having me on this interview.